We have a lot of investigation to do on this case, so I won't be able to go into detail, but I will say this. We did recover the firearm that the suspect had. There were a lot of witnesses out here. As you know, this is a very busy area, public transportation hub, and I want to emphasize a few things. First thing I want to emphasize is our officers were deployed very heavily in this area for this very reason. We are committed to having a safe, clean city, and that's exactly what the officers were there to do. They observed this because of proactive police work. They observed this armed person because of proactive police work. And they took the appropriate action in terms of engaging with this person. As I said, I won't be able to go into all the details for the shooting. You all will get a lot more details in the town hall after we have reviewed all the evidence and videos and taken statements from the witnesses. But right now, we just wanted to give you some preliminary information. Again, this department, this city is committed to the safety of the residents and the people who visit our city. As disturbing as this is to have an armed man walk around the streets of San Francisco, let me reassure you all that we are here. The San Francisco Police Department is here, will be here. The response of our officers, not only the officers that were patrolling the area that observed this armed person, but the responding officers that came to assist was outstanding. And this is what we want the public to expect from this department. We cannot have armed people walking around our streets committing crimes of any nature. And it won't happen in the city. We're going to do everything that we can to prevent these types of things from happening. And that's why our officers were there. And again, a lot more to follow on the officer-involved shooting, but that's where we are for now. So we will take a few questions.
Questions, but remember, as the chief said, a lot of these details come out in the town hall meeting within 10 days. You guys know how thorough we are on that. So any more details about the shooting itself, the chief's not going to be able to talk about.
Chief Scott, was there ever a gunshot fired on the surface streets? Was it all just inside the station?
As far as we know, inside the plaza, yes.
And did you say at the very beginning?
Let me get Christian first.
I didn't hear his question.
So the question was, were there any gunshots fired on the surface streets, or was it down in the plaza? As far as we know, all the gunshots were fired in the plaza.
Wondering if there was an exchange of gunfire, in other words, was the suspect firing, officers firing back? Do you know how many officers fired? And wondering, we heard one person was transported to the hospital. The suspect is one who was transported to the hospital.
The suspect was transported. Thank you for that question. He is in serious condition. Fair condition, and that's what we have for now. But he was the only one struck by gunfire.
Was it start in a car at some point? Was he in a car?
He was in a car.
Sorry if I didn't hear that.
He was in a car, but the car was not moving.
Okay, was he sleeping in there or something?
We'll have more details on that. Again, we want to make sure we get everybody's statements. We don't want to be premature without confirming information. So we have a lot of preliminary information that needs to be confirmed, so we want to make sure we put out accurate information.
So your officers just went by and they just saw him with a gun in the car?
Well, our officers were patrolling the area proactively. I mean, as you all know, we have had some challenges in that area, and those officers are deployed there to clean up those challenges, clean up those problems. So that's what proactive work is. They saw the gun. They formulated a plan, and then from there, foot pursuit and the officer-involved shooting. But they were there to make sure that no criminal activity was occurring, including seeing people with open firearms out in public.
Chief, several things. Did he actually point his gun at an officer?
We will know more after we review the videos. Like I said, right now, there's a lot of information to go through, videos, statements. I mean, this just happened less than 2 hours ago, so you all know how we work in terms of the town hall. That gives us time to really dig into the information, and within 10 days after we've gone through, I mean, there's a lot of video around here. So within 10 days, we will have all that information and confirm what we believe we know at this point. So can't answer it yet, can't confirm it yet, but we will within the 10 days.
You guys, thank you. We got time for one more, but we can't get into the nitty-gritty, as the chief said, on all the details about the shooting.
Do we know anything about the suspect? Where the suspect may have been? Is he from San Francisco? Is he in a stolen vehicle? Have you matched the vehicle? What can you tell us about the suspect?
We have confirmed that the car was stolen. The car that he was in was stolen. As far as his residency, we're still looking into that. We do have a name for him, but we need to confirm before we put that out.
Was it true that he was at a liquor store and then he ended up here, and that's why you guys actually got to this point?
At some point during the chase, he did go into a store. We do know that. I can confirm that. The officers had him surrounded. He came out still armed, and he ended up here.
Daw has one question, then we got to cut it off after Daw.
Coming up here, I just wonder, is that going to be a lot more police officers in this area, or was there already a strong deployment because of that event?
Thank you for that question. So we do have Dreamforce coming up next week. There's going to be a lot more police officers deployed to Dreamforce. Again, this city we're on the upswing. We want to make sure that, we try to prevent these types of things from happening, but our officers are deployed to prevent crime. And when we see somebody armed with a gun, we want to get that person in custody before they hurt somebody or commit some other violent crime with that firearm. That's what they were doing. That's why they're here. We will be heavily deployed for Salesforce, and we'll announce more on that to follow. But we want people to come to the city and enjoy our city.
You guys, thank you for coming out. Appreciate it. Thank you for your interest. Take care. You guys can talk to me if you need any.
You said fair condition? You said
Fair.
condition?
That's like what?
Yeah, 400.
So which
They didn't like running all over the place. They came from there here.
up here, down the steps there.
Yeah.
So up down here, down the steps, and the actual shooting was where?
It was like by kind of the mall entrance spot.
Confirming, nobody else was injured, no bystanders, nothing.
And where was the? Go ahead.
How many officers were involved in the shooting itself? Like how many fired? At least two. Cool.
What did you say?
And
At least two what?
Officers involved.
fired. At least two officers fired. And so in this, the car was spotted where? In front of what address?
400 Jesse Street.
And which store did he go into?
I'm not sure.